Basic Math, Chapter 12, Section 5, Scale Drawings. A scale drawing shows an object that is either larger or smaller than the actual size. The scale is the ratio of the size of the picture to the size of the original object. So we have things like length. In this case, it will be the larger wall. And we've got the width. In this case, we can have the shorter wall. So we have a rectangle here. The bottom and the top are longer than the sides. So let's find the actual length of the living room. So step one, we can set up a proportion with the missing number. We are given this scale right here. So let's highlight that so we don't miss it. So the scale is for every inch, that is equal to 12 feet. So we have the scale for step 1 inch for every 12 feet. And now we can find the actual size because what we're given are the inches for the living room. The long side, or the length, is 1.5 inches. The short side, the width, is 1.25 inches. So the first question is, what is the length? The length is the larger side. The length is given as 1.5. So that's how they got 1.5, because it is inches. They put inches on top of this fraction, so they should put inches on top of this fraction. It would even help if they put in the little IN abbreviation. So we've got inches to inches, now feet to feet. We just don't know what those feet are underneath the second fraction. To make the proportion, we would find the cross product. Well, we wouldn't use it with this unknown amount, so the 1, but we can do it with the two amounts we are given, 12 and 1.5. So we can get 12 times 1.5 is 18. Remember, to multiply a mixed number, change it to an improper fraction. So 12 times 1.5 becomes 12 over 1 times 3 over 2, giving us 36 over 2, and 36 divided by 2 is 18. So we get the whole number 18 as our cross product. And then step 3, divide the cross product by the remaining number in the proportion. In this case, we have the 1 times something gives us 18. And when we divide 18 by 1, we get 18. So the missing amount is 18 feet. So the length of the living room is 18 feet. So let's check our answer with that and scroll it down. We can see 1 times 18 is 18, and 12 times 1.5 is 18. So yes, the length of the living room is 18 feet. So we're making proportions, and we have use of the scale drawing up above from the top page to find what the actual size of these different parts are. And so, just like we did in the example, they had this scale given to us. This will stay the same for all of them because all of the problems are using the original picture here. So the next question is going to be, I think, what is the width of the shorter side? So let's see here. Yeah, number 1, the width of the living room. And we know the scale was 1 inch equals 12 feet. So let's give ourselves a reminder of that. So 1 inch is every 12 feet. And then the other fraction, this is a 1. Remember the width of the living room. There's a couple ways to get that answer. So the width of the living room will be this part of the wall here. This is the width. So we have this 1 1/4 here, but that is for the whole side with the living room and kitchen's width. The other width isn't given in one go either, but we have a 1/2 inch for the bath and the 1/4 inch for the hall. So we could either have 1 1/4 inch less than the kitchen's width, take that away, or we could combine the 1/4 inch with the 1/2 inch of the hall and the bathroom. So I think that would be a little bit easier because we can add the 1/4 and then I can turn 1/2 into a like fraction, which would be 2/4. This is a 1. Now 1 plus 2 is going to be 3/4 inches. So the width of the living room is 3/4 inches. Now we have what we need. So we have from the sample, they had the 1.5 inches for the length. Now we have 3/4 of an inch for the width. So that's going to match the 1 inch in our scale. But instead of 1.5, it's 3/4 for the width because it's shorter. So let's put 3/4 there, and we don't know how many feet that is. So we're going to cross multiply the 12 whole number times the 3/4 fraction. So we can, just like we did with this sample that they showed us up here, we can take our 12 and turn that into an improper fraction, and we're multiplying that times the 3/4. And what is that going to give us? 36/4. And if we reduce that by dividing the denominator and the numerator by 4, we will get, what is that, 9/1, which is really 9. So the width of the living room is 9 feet. So that's how we'll do all of these, because all of them would set up the initial ratio as 1/12 with inches on top and feet on the bottom. And then you're going to make the other part of the proportion whatever it is you're looking for. In this case, for number 2, it's the length of the kitchen. So we have to go back to the drawing, find the kitchen, and find the length. And so we have the kitchen. The whole length of this side is 2 inches, but we don't have a specific measurement for the kitchen. But we do have the other side of the house is this bedroom, which is 1 inch wide. So if we remove this 1 inch from the whole of 2 inches, the kitchen will also be 1 inch. So you might have to add or subtract like we did with the living room side, and you have to see with the information given what can I do to find what I need? In this case, a 1. 1 inch is the kitchen's length. Now we have what we need. So we can fill out. We know the kitchen is also 1 inch. We just don't know how many feet that is. Or do we? So I'll let you guys work on those last few if you'd like, or at least that last single one. You can do this problem real quick to see if it makes sense. And then when you're ready, work on your workbook for Chapter 12, Section 5. And of course, let me know if you have any questions. Thank you.